Today I'm going to share 3 things that you can do today to sing better in just 5 minutes, plus an extra bonus tip at the end of the video. The first thing that we can do to sing better in only 5 minutes is SOVT exercises. So what does this stand for? This stands for semi-occluded vocal tract exercises, which I know sounds really complicated and fancy, but it's really quite simple. SOVT exercises are really great for singers. They do things like equalize pressure in the vocal mechanism, help the folds close more evenly and gently, and they're a really great way to wake up the voice at the beginning of your practice. Today we're going to talk about 3 of my favorite really simple SOVT exercises that you can implement today. The first one is the absolute simplest, and it's just the V sound. Try that with me. V. So when we do this sound, we want to make sure that we're very gently placing the top teeth on the bottom lip. There's no extra pressure and no tension. V, v, v. Fantastic. The second version of the SOVT exercise that I like is with a straw. This is called straw phonation. Lots of singers love singing with straws, and for great reason. Now, when we do this, we want to make sure that we're holding onto the straw and that we're not using our jaw and teeth to keep the straw up. My third variation of the SOVT exercises that I absolutely love is just putting that straw in a little bit of water. Now this is going to do 2 really wonderful things for us. This is going to add just a little bit of extra pressure for us, a little back pressure, and also the bubbles that are created when you use the straw in the water can show us if we're maintaining a constant airstream while we're singing. Now when you pick a straw, try not to pick one that's too narrow or too wide. If you use something like a boba straw that's too wide, it might not provide enough pressure, and if you use something really thin like a coffee stirrer, it's probably going to be too much pressure. A perfect straw for this kind of exercise is one that you can get at the grocery store. You could find one in a fast food restaurant, or even something that comes with a reusable cup you might have in your home. Okay, let's go to the piano and try out some SOVT exercises. This is going to take less than 2 minutes, I promise. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, this will only take about 2 minutes. So I will be playing piano. So I will be using the V exercise, but feel free to follow along with the straw or straw in water option. Both are great. We're gonna start here in a little bit of our lower register and gently work our way up. Here we go, nice breath and expanding all around. Okay, thank you so much. Like I said, less than 2 minutes. Let's hear my next tip. Now let's talk about posture. Posture is essential to good singing. As a singer, your body is the instrument, and it doesn't matter how good of care we're taking of that instrument in terms of exercise, diet, nutrition, if we're not holding it properly. Think of it like this. If you had a flute that was bent, maybe you could get it to make a noise, but you certainly wouldn't have very much luck playing any sort of significant repertoire on it. When we're singing, we want to make sure that we have our feet flat on the floor, not on our toes, not on our heels too much. Evenly spread the weight on the triangle of your foot. Then we want them to be about shoulder width apart. You can put one slightly behind the other if you think that makes you feel more stable and you prefer that. We want to have our knees slightly bent because it's really not very fun to faint while you're singing. And we want our hips in a nice neutral position, not tilted too forwards or backwards. We can take our shoulders up, back, and down to make sure that they're flat and relaxed against the back. And we want our ears gently over our shoulders, and then we're gonna just take the chin and tuck it ever so slightly. And this is wonderful posture for singing. When we breathe in, we're gonna feel our ribs expand in 360 degrees. And as we sing and exhale, we wanna resist the collapse of the ribs and work to hold everything open. The final thing that is going to make your singing better in just 5 minutes is making sure that we're not over or under opening the mouth. So generally speaking, when we sing, it is going to be completely sufficient to sing from a neutral, relaxed jaw position, almost like when you're speaking. If we are over opening the mouth, we risk adding extra muscles and tension to the sound, which is not going to be good for us. If we're under opening the mouth, you might find that you're having difficulty articulating the words properly, and we might not be able to hear you. To make sure that you're not over or under opening the mouth, I recommend practicing in front of a mirror, and this can give you a really good sense of how you're doing. All right, are you ready for my final bonus tip? So, when in doubt, chew it out. I know this might sound strange, but bear with me for a second. The initial biological function of the larynx or voice box is not actually singing or speaking. This part of the body's primary function is to protect the airway. Sometimes the muscles surrounding the larynx can become overly tight, and this can impede our ability to sing. In order to relax these muscles, we can just chew. Taking 30 seconds to a minute to make very gentle chewing motions helps to relax the muscles in the jaw and throat, which can help us free up our singing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Bye!